A multiple time frame breakout play is in order and upside targets have been met. The shorter time frame is signaling the potential of another breakout, and there is a possibility where it can happen as soon as tomorrow. Let's pop open the charts for a true edge over the coming sessions. Welcome back to the channel on this Taco Tuesday. This is ARCa, and let's dive into ticker symbol COSM. Let's kill 'em, team. What is up, you guys, and welcome back to the channel. Let's go ahead and dive in to ticker symbol COSM. And what we're observing here is the hourly chart, right? And this is the short-term opportunity that I'm actually looking at, right? So this is a descending triangle. A little bit of confusion here, seeing since we definitely had this upside here, right? Just a couple days ago, where we ran up to 144 and price actually came down and then started building this descending triangle, right? So that is typically something that can be looked at as a bullish formation, right? So if we are implying that we can break out from this, and there are a few targets here that we can observe, right? So let's just say that we were to break out here, which could be arguably 75 to 80% to the apex of the triangle, which is already a little bit pushy there, right? So we want to make sure that we can get this breakout to happen sooner than later. Right, so now we have three price objectives here. So you saw me draw those trend lines, right? Those are going to be the psychological take profit targets, right? So let's just say that we were to break out from this point here. Let's add the first area there. That would be about $1.11. The secondary target from the center of the triangle here, very popular one. That would be $1.17, and the next one would be right about, let's just see here, that's going to be about $1.25. Okay, so yeah, there could be a run up here, and it could be tomorrow, right? But we have to keep our eyes in the market. We have to keep our eyes on the play and be very careful, as you know how things may go, right? Price action is entirely unpredictable, and it can go both ways, right? So just like we're suggesting here, a potential top side, this play can and has the potential to play this to the downside as well, all three targets. Okay, so let's just keep that in our discretion and everything will be cool. But for now, hourly time frame stochastic momentum pivoted towards the upside, and it looks like we're starting to get an uptick here in volatility, which means that we would be essentially hitting the gas to an upside potential. So I wanted to mention where we closed the candle in the first place, right? So we closed this candle here beneath the linear regression band, which was around 107. We closed at 106. So that means that we could potentially see a little bit of a run here to 107 and then a pullback one more time to test the bottom side of 103. We don't have to do that, but sometimes it is possible, right? And then we would actually break out. So we shall observe that as time goes, right? So here, yeah, these were the targets that we were suggesting that COSM would reach upon the breakout from this triangle here. So we were talking about a top side of about 123 when we were trading at around 102. In fact, the asset made a jump to all the way to 144, completely breaking market structure yet again and creating a higher high. So there is a regression happening here. I'm not sure what we can make of it just yet, but it is there, and we should kind of respect it as such, right? So this regression here is what I'm speaking of. And yeah, like I said, I'm not sure what it is just yet, but we should observe this because it may very well be a bullish formation, right? It could be an ascending, a right-angled ascending broadening wedge. So we should see this come into fruition in the coming days, right? So it is a 12-hour time frame here, so it's going to take some time for us to fulfill this. Okay, so yeah, so if we are looking at some upper bound or lower bound targets, right, since we're suggesting a potential drop, the first target that we observed here could have been around that 103, right? So if we do have a 103, do we have it listed down here somewhere? Actually, we do. Our discretion here was suggesting 104. So yeah, that now gives us a range between 104 and 103 based on the targets that we were using already as a chop zone or whatever else, whatever you want to call it, right? But yes, 104 to 103 could be a bottom side that we can experience tomorrow before a breakout. Now, I want you to notice here that the low the lower end of this candle here, this is a weekly candle, by the way. This is going to be closing in about 2 days and 20 hours. And the low on this candle is 102, right? So that 102 just happens to be the bottom side of the conversion of this regression, right? So this regression was resistance, and now it broke, a candle broke out of it, and now we're coming back down to validate that support. If there is an upside to be figured from here, well, this could be the first candle to consider for a breakout, right? That would lead price action to about 138. Then the center of the triangle, right? That would lead price action to about 168, and then of course we have the larger term, the larger term, uh, uh, price objective here, psychological price objective. So we can go ahead and add it into the price action here, and that would lead price to around $2.84, which just conveniently is the bottom side support right here. And if I highlight this, there you go, it's 291, very close to that 284 target that we're observing here for the triangle, right? So it is the weekly time frame. This is going to take a while for it to actually fulfill, but I want to just point out that there are several plays that can suggest an upside. And please remember, team, if you're watching this, then I'm actually telling you right now that the ARC Masters course is something that I'm going to do for the last time. I am not going to do the 16-week mentorship past the track 4 students. We just started track 3 about 3 weeks ago. And now, since there was a few more than I thought, we opened up track 4, and there's another 30 seats, right? And I think there's only about 19 or 18 seats left now. So go ahead and get your seat, right? Claim your seat, and we will get you going, right? So make sure to send me an email at arcmasterscourse@gmail.com. I'll send you the disclaimer and the syllabus and all of that good stuff, right? But know for a fact that this is got to be the last time I do this. I got to focus on trading and getting this thing running, right, team? So anyway, now let's go ahead and move on here. And this is going to be the last part of the analysis. And what we're observing here is the RSI. So I want you to notice that we have an upside pivot here starting from the 30-minute time frame, upside pivot here from the bi-hourly time frame. And it's very nice because we're in the gravitational zone, so very likely for us to get pulled to that upside. And seeing that we have a little bit of resistance coming up on the 4-hour time frame, that can tell us that we probably are going to be facing that resistance zone that we talked about initially, right? So we could get that little bit of a bounce to the upside here to around 107, and actually seeing that we have a little bit of a tweezer top right there, that 108 could also be a potential, right? So let's just draw that in case we forget, right? So 107 to 108 potential resistance, come back down, validate the opposing side of the linear regression band at around 104, then we can continue to the upside. So let's see. Aside from 104, remember that it could still drop to 103. Okay? And we already kind of spoke about that. So, and now moving on here, if we take a look at the resistance from the 4-hour, that's all good, but this the 8-hour time frame is sitting in the gravitational zone too, so this has a shot to pull to the upside. Same situation here with a 12-hour in the gravitational zone. This has a serious potential here, and it could very well combat or succeed the upside of the SMA 14. So that's looking not bad whatsoever. Okay, so now in the daily, the 3-day, and the 5-day, I'd feel more comfortable to talk about these as soon as the shorter time frames have more kind of figured out, right? Because the shorter time frames are essentially going to be the ones that dictate what the upper bound time frames will do. Okay, so now you know the risks, you know the upside. Make sure to sign up for the ARC Masters trading course before it's too late and get yourself on a good start for the coming year. But yeah, I think that's a pretty good place to leave off. Please take whatever I do show and iterate within these videos as just a form of entertainment, as I cannot suggest for you to buy, sell, or hold any assets whatsoever. I need you to do your own due diligence and everything will be cool. But with that said, team, I wish you well. Very good rest of your night. And I will catch you at the bell mañana. Adios, team.